You want to be productive, right? And you're probably thinking of buying an Apple Watch, or you already have an Apple Watch. You think it's productive, or you think it's going to increase your productivity. But here's what it's actually doing to your productivity, okay? And I'm Amon. I basically help people with mental health reframes and physical health reframes to achieve their purpose. Now, productivity is obviously based off your mental health. If you have good mental health, you can be a lot more productive and a lot more focused on task. But I'll show you exactly why the Apple Watch is not the best thing for productivity and why I've switched off using an Apple Watch. Now, a quick thing at the end of the video, I'll actually give you a little bit of a gift to help you maybe even 2x or 3x your productivity. If you already do this, it probably won't help that much, but most people are not doing this, so just stick around for that. Now, to actually make a fair point, I'm gonna quickly define productivity as something that we can all agree on collectively. So productivity is definitely not scrolling on your phone, replying to emails or messages, or basically just doing anything other than the task that you set out to do. Productivity is something that you actually set out to do at the start of whatever work block that you have. So let's say, for example, you set out to complete a project and you wanted to complete the first part of it today. Then if you're doing anything but the task to actually work on that project and to move it forward to being completed, then that's unproductive. So basically that's a simple definition of productivity that we can all agree on. So how is the Apple Watch not conducive to productivity? So when we actually don't focus on the task, we end up being unproductive and we can go down rabbit holes. Now, your phone is a big distraction, which is why most people don't do work on their phones, which is why they have like a PC or a laptop, and the Apple Watch is literally just an extension of your iPhone. And most people's phones are not optimized for productivity. Notifications are on, do not disturb is unoptimized, and most times is not on when you're doing work. You have always on display or notifications on your lock screen, and if notifications for random apps are on, and they basically vie for your attention and aim to distract you as much as possible. So if do not disturb is misconfigured, it'll basically allow notifications to show up anywhere. So it'll basically just turn off the noise for it, but you can still see it on the lock screen, the home screen, on top of the app, the little circle for that, and always on display notifications on the lock screen. It's basically right there for you. So whenever you accidentally glance over at your phone, you're immediately more curious about what actually is in that notification. If it says like YouTube notification, you're wondering what that is. Messages, notification, you're wondering who it is and what the message is. And that takes focus away from your task and makes you unproductive. Now, there's a lot of studies that showed it takes around 23 minutes, some say that 15 minutes, right? A couple of ones I found and articles that are covering it, they say 23 minutes and above to refocus on a task. And the Apple Watch is an extension of your phone, so it's always right there showing you a notification on your watch screen or literally buzzing your wrist whenever you get a notification. So even if it doesn't show the notification on the Apple Watch, you still have that feeling that, okay, there's something that I need to go check. So that's why the Apple Watch is conducive for productivity. It immediately takes away your focus, right? So let's go over some of the things that you might be coping with, right? So number one, I need my notifications. So the thing is, what notifications do you actually need? You don't need all of them. You don't need the notification from like the Call of Duty mobile app. You don't need the notifications from like Amazon. You don't need like most of these notifications, right? Even like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you don't need them, right, at all. If it's really important, then set a do not disturb exception. Let's say for messages, you can set an exception so all messages can show up a notification. In do not disturb mode, when you actually want to do work, you should make sure that they don't show up, and on top of that, it doesn't buzz or ring or flash anything on your phone at all. Now maybe you need to go somewhere and you need like an alarm or a notification for like the calendar event to remind you, right? So simple solution, right? If you know you need to go somewhere and you need to be reminded to go there, set an alarm. Instead, don't just rely on the notification from the calendar event to make you actually go to that. Now, what if someone important messages? So again, set an exception. Most cases, not an important message, but just an important person. So you need to make that distinction, right? Maybe it's your family member, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, something like that. Most cases, you don't have to set an exception, but if you do, set an exception to allow calls from that person in do not disturb mode, but not messages, because if they're messaging you, they're notifying you of something happening, they're asking you a question, right? If they really need your input on something right now, then they'll call you. So then if you have the exception for calling, then a call will come through and you can actually listen to what they have to say. Now, what if it's an emergency and the text? Well, most cases They're not going to be texting, but again, just set this person as VIP in your phone, star their contact, make an exception in the do not disturb, and that'll all come right through. Now, what if you get health benefits from the Apple Watch and you don't want to lose that by not wearing it? One of the things it does is tells you to stand up every hour. Now, if you really care about that, just set an alarm, but think about the long term, right? On your deathbed, do you really care that you stood up every hour during that one work block, or that you actually focused and achieved something great with that? Would you be more proud that you actually had a successful business, or that you just stood up every hour while you were working on it and you got distracted? Maybe it tracks the steps and that's why you don't want to get rid of it. So your phone does too. Every phone does it. If you really care about the accuracy, you can get a no-nonsense step track. If you're wondering about tracking your sleep, there's an Oura ring which can also do that. You should probably be wearing that all the time because it helps you with your health. But what I do instead, I just have my Apple Watch. I just wear it at night so I can track my sleep, and then I take it off in the morning and I wear a simpler watch like this or the other gold one that I have. To further prove the point, let's tell the story about Joe. So Joe wants to start out this project. It's a business idea that could potentially set him financially free if he manages to get this off the road. But Joe has an Apple Watch, right? He doesn't really know about the value of his focus, but he values the health metrics that he gets from his Apple Watch more. He doesn't realize that focus is a prerequisite for his dreams, right? If he can't focus, he can't work. If he can't work, then his business project can never go off the road. And if he doesn't achieve that dream, he can't really provide for his family, and he's gonna stick in his job that he hates right now. But then Joe noticed something, right? He noticed that all rich people wear like really simple watches like Casios, Seikos, Rolexes, right? I mean, that's expensive, but it is very simple. It has one purpose and one purpose only. So he throws away his Apple Watch for the day and he tries to just determine, is it worth it? Should he throw his Apple Watch away for the day that he's working, or should he continue wearing it? And at the end of the day, he's amazed that he did a lot of work. He did majority of the logistic work for getting this idea off the ground. Now he can finally start that business and get towards his dreams. And that's all because he realized how valuable his focus is, and he valued his focus more than the Apple Watch. Now in reality, the Apple Watch is probably not the only thing, right? You can still wear an Apple Watch. You can do these tweaks with Do Not Disturb if you want to continue wearing it, if you like the look of it. But personally, I just like things simple. It might be things like your PC, your laptop, your phone as well that might be distracting you, your environment. Maybe you have people coming into your room and out of the room all the time. Maybe there's people in your office who always want to talk to you. But the solution, like Joe realized, is just to offer something like really simple that achieves the goal. So if you're buying the Apple Watch for a status, like I want all Apple, like an Apple phone, like an iPhone, the laptop, MacBook, an iMac at home, an Apple Watch, and that's the last part of the collection, right? And you want to be that guy with all Apple, or like girl with all Apple. Then if it's for status, right, it's not just because it's all Apple, it's for status. So wouldn't like a golden Seiko do the job? Wouldn't like if you want it for health tracking, then Oura, O-U-R-A, they have health ring. They help you track a lot of metrics, like even like sleep, right? So you don't even have to wear an Apple Watch. Or maybe you want something like around your wrist, and a Fitbit also does the job. Now, because the Apple Watch has notifications, it's detracting from your productivity and what you can do with your life. Simple solution: configure your Do Not Disturb properly, make sure you have no notifications, or buy like a Seiko or an Oura ring or like something else that is very simple and does the job properly and probably a little bit better. Now, by the way, here's a gift that I was talking about. So there will be a link in the description and on the screen probably around now. And it's going to bring you towards another video on how to meditate. Not many people are doing this. It helps productivity a lot and mental health. With meditation, I lost 75 pounds when I was trying to lose weight. I got all 90s this semester without studying at all. And if you can do that for me, it can definitely help you improve your productivity by even a little bit. So go click on that link or the video somewhere around here, and I'll see you in that video.